Hi, this is Variety CHENEVERT for AKASHI Media Podcast Live, doing a commentary on the 2 weeks that we have left to find out if R. Kelly is going to actually be acquitted or sentenced for his conviction of the women that he had in his life that he was dealing with, that he was accused of kidnapping, holding hostage, giving herpes to, HIV to, being abusive, all those things that he was accused of on this supposedly documentary on his life that turned to be an accusal documentary for them to find a way to convict him because they couldn't do it without video. So, his attorney, Joe Bean, has requested for a 10-year minimum for him to do time if he is going to be sentenced. And the prosecutors in New York City would like for him to be given at least 25 years. And then the victims that he has say, oh, he deserves life in prison. Well, when I analyze the situation myself, number one, I want to read right now on the media before this sentence takes place. I want to read that he actually was tested and that they found him to have herpes and that they found him to have HIV. If he does not have herpes and HIV, he needs to be acquitted. Because these women were on this television show, Surviving R. Kelly, saying that he gave them these transmitted diseases. And it needs to be out there now. I want to see this now. Because if he does not have it, he needs to be acquitted. Because you can't get on television accusing someone to give you something when you know you have multiple sex partners as well. Now, I think from my perspective, I think that the judge will analyze the fact that he had 2 women on there who were like the star of the Surviving R. Kelly that he was involved with that were lesbians. And I think that the psychology of the judge is going to analyze that and say, you have 2 women who are sexual partners, who are lesbians, who sleep together. I'm sure they sleep together with unprotected sex because I don't know how they can protect themselves being lesbians. How come they couldn't give it to each other, or they've gotten it from each other, or however the situation may be, whether it was just them or other women who could be bisexual or lesbian? I think the judge is really going to look at that. Because I don't think the judge is going to really say, no, he's not really totally into this relationship with these women because they're in it together. They live with him, but they're a couple together living with him. So the judge can really have a lot of different thoughts of an analogy of the situation with the living arrangement with these women. So, I don't know. It's just something to really look at. I haven't seen the Surviving R. Kelly television documentary. I didn't want to watch it. I didn't see it. But what I did find out is that one of these women that was on the show went to LA Film School. So a lot of times when you have people that go to film school or they're actors and things like that, and I have some friends of mine who said they'd even seen some of these women on Judge Jody TV shows or Judge Mather TV shows or Judge Joe Brown court shows and things like that they actually saw them at these shows because they were there at those shows as well with them. So Maybe that teaches you how to act or what to say in a courtroom and so on and so forth. But time will tell. Time will tell. We have 2 weeks left before R. Kelly is actually sentenced in New York City. And then he still has a case still pending that he needs to go to trial for in Chicago as well. And then I think he has another case in Minneapolis and maybe in Florida too. So he has a lot of cases around. So they're really trying to just get him this year. But we're going to see, because the prosecutor said if he wins his acquittal, then it's going to be like he's invincible. And that's not what they want. So we'll see. There's something there for them to even make that statement. It's something there. So 2 weeks to wait to see what goes down with R. Kelly and his sentencing. This is Variety CHENEVERT for AKASHI Media Podcast, like giving you a commentary on the 2 weeks away from the sentencing of Robert Kelly, the R&B Pied Piper, R&B singer from Chicago. One of our greatest musicians, producers, writers of all time. Another GOAT. Take care. Thank you for listening.